If you're looking for a channel, keep it real and spitting facts. No need to look further. Gangsta emoji where it's at.
We keep it gangsta.
Everything I say, keep it real.
We keep it gangsta.
Everything I say, you can feel. If you looking for a channel, keep it real and spitting facts. No need to look further. Gangsta emoji where it's at.
We keep it gangsta.
Everything I say, we keep it real.
We keep it gangsta.
Everything I say, you can feel.
Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Lita, and I'm back with another video. So first and foremost, welcome back to the hottest YouTube channel on this planet, where we keep it gangster with our gangsters. So how y'all doing today? Are y'all alright? Are y'all okay? Well, good then. If this is your first time around here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, turn on your gangstification bells. Turn them on. So that way you can be the first one, not the second, the third, the fourth, or the fifth, but the first one to get this hot sizzle as we drop it off in these YouTube streets. Please, by all means, don't forget to like this video. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. If not, give us a thumbs down. Either way, we thank you in advance for simply watching. Okay, guys, so let's get into this article. Jeffery Merriweather lost his son 3 years ago to a suspected shooting. So let me stop right there. Losing a child for any parent can be their worst nightmare. I know when my mother found out that my brother was deceased, that was our absolute worst nightmare. And it was so difficult for us to comfort my mom. How can you comfort someone who just lost a child that they have carried for 9 months? I know how I felt as a sibling who lost their brother, and it broke my heart, and it still breaks my heart to this day because I felt like a piece of me went with my brother when he passed away. So I can only imagine what this gentleman is going through, and my heart goes out to him, and I offer him my deepest condolences. But that's not where this story ends, and so we're going to continue on. But that's not where the story ends for this Georgia man. Jeffery Merriweather told people this week it sounds like a never-ending, unimaginable nightmare, because Merriweather told people that following the discovery of his 32-year-old son's partially decomposed body, the Fulton County Medical Examiner Office shipped the remains to a specialized facility to determine the cause of death. FedEx was the shipper, according to people. The report said that FedEx had recently claimed the shipment that included the remains and made it to its facility in Augustale, Georgia, and that's where the trail ends. Meanwhile, Merriweather said he has received the cold shoulder when it comes to trying to get information from FedEx or from Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office about the remains of his son. Now, again, keep in mind that his son has been deceased for 3 years. 3 years. Where in the world is the remains? So Merriweather at this point is looking for some type of restitution in regards to his son's lost remains. This is what he's requesting. After all, he does have his son's 2 children who he's responsible for, and he hasn't been able to offer them any type of closure. He hasn't been able to give his son a funeral. He hasn't been able to say his farewells. He doesn't even know exactly what transpired in regards to his son's death. It just is a suspected shooting, but it could have been more involved and more in depth. However, he'll never know because he has not gotten that medical report from the examiner's office from Fulton County. So that's where this story is at this point in time. It has been 3 years, and this gentleman has not been given a clear, definitive answer in regards to where his son's remains are. So y'all know I'm your girl, Miss Lita. And if you know anything about me, you know I got some questions. So let's get into these questions, hunty. How does someone lose remains? I'm not grasping. I'm not understanding. I know when a body begins to decompose, I've been told over and over again that it is this smell that is so horrendous that you'll never forget it once you smell it the first time. So where could these remains be? It has to be either still in the facility or it's some type of cover up that's going on. I'm just not grasping. Some has to be going on, because if the remains were still with FedEx, I'm sure that they would have smelt it by now. 3 years? 3 years? You would have had some kind of smell. Something would have been going on. Then my next question is, how common is it to lose a body? Like, I've never heard of someone losing a body. This is mind-boggling to me. And so I actually took the time to look it up, and I couldn't find any answers in regards to how common it is to lose a body. So that to me alone is mind-boggling. Like, does this happen more often and people are afraid to report it? Or what is the deal? So then another question came to mind is, what type of compensation could you really give to anyone to ease the pain for losing the remains of their family member? I mean, how do you even go about that? Like, it's still going to hurt. It's just basically like you're giving them money or something to put a Band-Aid over the wound, but that wound is still there. So I'm not sure if you can even put a dollar amount in regards to how much that hurts. Losing someone is bad enough, but then to lose the remains and you never get to say goodbye. Like, I don't know what type of compensation you can possibly give to someone, or how much money would be a substantial amount to make you lose thought or feel at ease in regards to the fact that you'll never know where your son's remains are. Then I'm thinking, again, it has to be some type of cover up going on, because why would FedEx say that they have a record of the body actually being delivered to the facility for a specialty autopsy, but Fulton County won't even say anything in regards to this topic? Like, what is it that Fulton County is hiding that they don't want to discuss with Merriweather in regards to his son's remains? Like, this is crazy to me. You got to be able to give people some clear, definitive answers in regards to their family member. Then I'm thinking, why hasn't the autopsy report been given to the family? Was the remains lost before they could actually do the autopsy? Or did they do the autopsy and then lose the remains? Like, what happened once FedEx delivered the body to the facility in Georgia? That's what I'm trying to grasp. What happened? You can't give these people any type of answers. So that to me is mind-boggling. It's weird. Then now, my first thought was, okay, I'm only familiar with funeral homes transporting a body and airplanes, especially when it's service people who are overseas. They ship the bodies underneath the airplanes. Just like, I don't know if you remember, I won't tell my age. It was a movie a long time ago. I can't remember. I think it's called Flight Attendant or something like that, where the lady was shipping her husband's remains back underneath the plane. And I don't remember all the details. I think it was like a terrorist attack or something like that, who kept trying to make her seem like she was crazy. They just wanted the remains because they had something in the casket. I can't remember the exact details of the movie. But again, that's the only two that I had heard of, was a funeral home transporting the body as well as the remains being transported by aircraft. So, but now I've learned that it is ground transportation for human remains through your local carriers. And then, of course, they have international shipping for human remains. So then the next question that popped to mind is, does each carrier for remains have insurance that you can take out to ensure that the remains doesn't get lost? Like, how much are you going to get in regards to a body being lost? That's the question. They put a dollar amount in regards to if you lose property, but what about remains? Like, what dollar amount could you actually put on losing someone's remains? That's a big question. I definitely want to know your thoughts in that regards, and how much can you put on a dollar amount for losing remains. They have insurance for everything else, so I'm wondering if they have any type of insurance for losing remains. So then my next thing was, okay, let me figure out how much the cost to ship remains. So it's not cheap. Let's be abundantly clear that it is not cheap to ship remains. Typically, it ranges from $1 to $4 per mile to take a body to whatever ground location there is. Okay, that's just what it normally costs. The shipping is not the only thing that is included within the cost. So they charge for the containers, they charge fees for the funeral homes and stuff like that. So once it's all said and done, you're looking between anywhere as the lowest cost being $500 and the highest cost being $5,000. This doesn't include the cost of airfare if it has to be shipped by plane. And it doesn't include if it's international, because international is going to be $10,000 and above. Okay, let's be abundantly clear on that. Now, again, $1 to $4 per mile. Now, with gas prices being as high as they are now, that has definitely increased. So imagine how much more has been tacked onto that. So then I had to look at what is normally given when you are dealing with giving someone else the body to be transported. So a couple of things that has to be given in order for a body to be transported by a funeral home is you have to give the name of the deceased's residence, to include their address, their city, their state, their zip, and their phone number. Then you have to provide them with the deceased's social security number. They have to have the date and the time of the death. They have to have the current location of the deceased, given the facility name, the address, the city, the state, the zip code, and the phone number. The attending physician, and as well as the number of that physician. You have to give your name because you're the one who wants this body transported. So they need to know who you are, where you live, your address, your city, your state, your zip, as well as your telephone number and the best time to contact you, whether it's daytime or in the evening. And then, of course, they want to know your relationship to the deceased person. So if you're acquiring all this information ahead of time, then you know exactly who this person is that is being transported. And so you have a little insight in regards to, who you're transporting. So I'm not understanding how in the world did Fulton County lose the body, and why they don't want to discuss where this gentleman's remains are. Can someone please help me with that? I'm lost. I'm confused. I just don't understand that. If FedEx can clearly show a record of the body being delivered to the facility, why is it that Fulton County is not giving any definitive answers as to what happened to this body after it got to their facility? Can anybody answer that to me or for me? Y'all, I'm your girl, Miss Lita, and I'm a little mind boggled and I'm baffled on this one. I want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions. Did I bring up some valid questions that'll make you say, Or do you think you know some of the answers? Let a sister know. Until next time, I'm your girl, Miss Lita, and I'm out this thing. Okay, so I forgot one key component. I said I was out this thing, but now I'm back. How in the world is one supposed to collect death benefits from an insurance company if they don't have the cause of death or a death certificate because of lack of remains? So what is he supposed to do? How is he supposed to get the money for the grandkids to be able to live off of the insurance money? I'm not understanding what can be done. Then not only that, how does one collect death benefits from the state for the kids if they can't present them with the cause of death or a death certificate in regards to that? Because, again, the remains are lost. So how do you issue a death certificate for lost remains? Things to make you say,
Another day, another story. Keep it gangster with gangsta emoji.
Keep it gangsta.
Another day, another story.